Okay, before this video starts, I just wanted to say a few things. If you're one of my subscribers, yes, this video is a remake of the one I did more than a year ago. And if you want to know why I'm remaking it, I put an explanation in the video description. But basically, is it any different? Well, no, the content is almost the same. It's just more direct. I removed a lot of things. And so, yeah, there's not much new. For everyone else, if you feel like you need to rewatch the Layers of Lucidity videos made by Rishi Jones before watching this video, I have a link to a playlist in the video description and also in the iCard, which should show up on the video right now if I did that correctly. And yeah, that's all I had to say, so enjoy the video. If you watch the videos made by Rishi Jones, you may notice that it never gives a precise description to what the layers are. I mean, yes, he says things like it's nice to appreciate the different degrees of awareness or consciousness or something known on those lines, but again, he never gives a description like those layers are this, this, and that. So people naturally started giving them labels, and the common label that almost everyone gives is that the layers are a scale. And you know, I understand the reasoning behind that, because you look at them, you see a rising degree of awareness and a set of descriptions which is kind of limited within one another, so it comes almost natural that they look like a scale, but they are not. And now I'll explain better why that is the case. First, we need to say that most people have a misconception about scales because they tend to compare scales that are very different between each other and that have a different purpose. For example, let's say length. If I have this chair and I'm measuring the length, the thing about length is that it is a physical quantity. So if I wanted, I could divide the length like this, how little or how big I want. It doesn't really matter because it's a physical quantity. I can do whatever I want with it. But it's not the same thing with an abstract concept, because an abstract concept needs to be divided into descriptions that somehow are separate or separated, whatever, between each other. And I do that with words, but not physically. So yeah, you get the point. You can talk, for example, about decimals in a thing like the layers of lucidity because they are not a divisible, I don't know.
Divisible.
Physical quantity. So it's important, very important to make that distinction first. But aside from that, as I said, the layers of lucidity are not even a scale, so that isn't even an issue. Now the problem is that there is a difference between something that holds a value and a scale. Because again, for example, let's pick the chair again. If I ask you how long is the chair, you would probably reply to me something like 50 centimeters or whatever it is in your country. So what if instead you reply to me, the chair is long as my television and it's brown? I would be like, why did you tell me that? I didn't ask for that. So yeah, that's the point about the layers, because if I ask a specific measurement, I don't want anything else. I just want to know the measurement. Because yeah, even if you told me that it's long as your television and I could just go measure your television, I just wanted to know the length directly. And you also told me that the chair is brown, which I don't give a fuck about that because I just wanted to know how long is the chair. I didn't ask you what color the chair is. And that's the point with the layers of lucidity, that if you say that the layers of lucidity are a scale, for consciousness, then you can't put inside them things that are completely irrelevant to consciousness. The most blatant example of this is layer 1, I think, where you wake up from the dream. I mean, the layer 1 says that you need to wake up from the dream to be in layer 1, but at that point you're not measuring awareness in the dream, because if you wake up, you're not in the dream. So you are just watching a situation of transition. And another thing is layer 2 and 3, if I remember correctly, where the major variation as dream characters being aware, which again doesn't really make sense, because dream characters are part of your subconscious. So if you're measuring my personal awareness, it doesn't really matter if my dream characters are aware or not. So again, doesn't look like a skill when you look at that. But okay, let's say that some of you are skeptical and you're saying that, okay, but maybe you can do a skill anyway that way. So let's pick a real life example of a skill. And I found that the perfect example is the hurricane scale, the Saffir-Simpson scale. I hope I pronounced it right. If you look at it, you notice that there's just names for the different categories, different values of winds to limit the category. But then you have a direct level of damage, which is what the scale is supposed to tell you, and a few examples of what that damage may do, hypothetically, not what will do, what may do. And that is important, because if you look at the layers, they never talk hypothetically, they always lay out a scene as a fact, as something that has to happen to be in that layer. And this is where the fun part of the videos start, because I thought, what better way to show the point than to change the hurricane scale so that it sounds like the layers of lucidity, so that you can see what I actually mean. I will now read from my phone so that I don't get lost, but I present to you the Chicken Jones hurricane scale.
I just want to clarify that Rhys Jones was not involved in making out this video, and that I didn't ask permission to use his name. So yeah, don't sue me, Rhys, please.
Category 0. Nothing will get damaged, but you will be able to talk about hypothetical hurricane damage and hurricane-related trivia with everyone. Category 0+. They say it won't cause any damage, but it feels like it will. We don't really know, but we will prepare anyway. Category 1. The hurricane will reach us, damage 1 or 2 things, and then go away. Category 1+, which is my phone, by the way. No one cares. The hurricane will reach us, damage 1 or 2 things, and then no more damage will be done, but we'll keep being in a hurricane. And yes, I know it kind of sounds weird how I'm reading, but yeah, I'm not used to read in English, so please stay with me. Category 2. Extensive damage will be caused to your city, but no other cities will be hit. Category 2+. Extensive damage will be caused to your city and nearby cities. Category 3. Devastating damage will be caused to your city. Nearby city won't be affected. So then we have a 3+, which is basically the same thing but with nearby cities. And now the top of the top. Category 4. Catastrophic damage will be caused to your city. While that's happening, you will have the strongest belief that you can take control of the situation and change every aspect of it. Nearby city won't get damaged. And yeah, then we have the category 4+, which is basically the same, but again, with nearby cities will be damaged too. So yeah, you can clearly see how stupid a scale would sound if you just put useless things in it. But if for some reason you thought that that scale was awesome, that it was the most fantastic scale you've ever heard, then I don't know, just call your local news and tell them to use it. I don't know. So the final point is, the layers of lucidity are just a set of common, very common dream patterns, and their purpose is not to measure. Their purpose is just to communicate quickly a dream. Because if you go in a forum in the lucid dreaming community or on Reddit or whatever, the chances that a person will know exactly what you mean when you say, I had layer 0 minor dream, are very high. And that's what's cool about the layers. Just don't call them a scale. That's it. And we don't even need a scale for awareness, because, I mean, what's the point? Because yes, maybe you can use it to kind of track your progress better, but it doesn't really matter. The important part of lucid dreaming is just recording your dreams and be more mindful. That's it. That's all you have to do. And do reality checks and whatever, but don't be too analytical on that, which is funny said by me that I'm nitpicking over a single word, but okay. Yeah, making an entire video nitpicking over a single word, but you got the point. So that's it. That's all I had to say, and this is where I come in, because I forgot to say a few things. An important thing I need to address is that this channel will not be about lucid dreaming. So if you're here for lucid dreaming related content, I'm sorry, but that's not what I'm going to do on this channel. Right now, I just finished figuring out how to divide my content between channels, and I came up with 3 channels for now, but I'm considering a 4th one. And I know you're probably like, how are you going to manage 4 channels if you barely made 1 video in 1 channel in like 3 years? And I mean, fair point, but I just now really figured out the kind of content I want to make. So I feel like I am on the right way. I will now show you very quickly on screen what each channel will be about. So there's this channel that will be an argumentative kind of channel, and that's why this video about the layers, it's here. Then there's my life tips kind of channel, where there will be life tips videos and also mental health related stuff. Then there's my coding channel, where I will put videos about my software, because I'm a software developer, and maybe also some videos about software stuff and software topics. And then I'm considering a 4th channel that is not currently created, but if it's showing on screen like the others, then I did create it, and it will be my fun channel, basically only entertainment, games, and I don't know, whatever the fuck I want to do that's not serious at all. So if you think you may be interested in some of them, just go and subscribe and wait for me to actually record some videos on them. Also, I almost forgot, I have a Twitch channel as well, where I stream random games whenever I feel like it. At the moment, I'm streaming with a friend a run on Pokemon Fire Red, where we are playing a Soul Link, so if you may be interested, go follow me. And I may use the entertainment channel on YouTube to upload clips or highlights of my streams. So yeah, that's all I had to say, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.